Bienvenidos, welcome. This is especially for Jim and Holly who missed Thursday night. I am sorry that my recording kind of got muffed up. A couple things. I had tried to cut some film because if I don't edit and cut out the music segment with the music video, it will ding me for a copyright violation and it will not allow me to publish to YouTube. In the process of doing that, of course, I created other problems. Basically, we had two longer breakout rooms this session. So what you wind up seeing will be two videos. One is part of our actual lesson from Thursday night where I explained or I answered any questions about the article on manifestaciones venezolanas, so, you know, I explained that. But there's a lot of dead air time from the breakout rooms, so I'm going to attempt to cut all that out. So not all of that video will be useful. What I realized is that there was a big segment missing from our practice with todavia, no, and with ya. And so I'm going to try to recreate that as best I can, or at least show you what we worked with if you missed Thursday night's class. And consequently, you may need to be filled in on what you missed. So bear with me. I am kind of working on recording in a very different way from what I am normally accustomed to doing. Aquí vamos. Bueno. Ya and todavía no, you can look at as kind of opposites of each other, okay? Opposite responses. But, you know, they're tricky because todavía no or todavía by itself without the word no, or ya no, all mean different things. Bueno, sorry about the cut there, got deliveries coming in. Okay, voy a explicar un poquito sobre ya o quizás ya no, todavía no. These can cause some confusion. And if one aspect of it is explained in that video from last week, where really he was talking about ya no or ya and todavía no, ya and todavía no as being opposites of each other, right? To ask if something is not happening yet and you want to say, oh, you know, it's already been done, okay, or you know, any of the alternatives, and he laid it out in a little grid box regarding present and past, what those things mean. Ya comí, I already ate. Ya, there has one meaning. Ya no tenemos clase en el centro de Yolanda. Okay, we no longer have class at the Olinda. So the meanings of ya or ya no or todavía, still, or todavía no, not yet, those change a little bit depending on the context and the situation and the time period you're talking about. So if you need to go back and review that old video, that is fine. I did want to make sure that I showed the video which those of you who weren't with us on Thursday missed, and it is a super good video. It, unlike the other one, takes a little different tack. It talks about not the ya and todavía no used as opposites, but it talks about just different meanings of the word ya. Y es muy útil. Ya tiene muchas definiciones, depende de la situación, depende totalmente del contexto, y él va a explicar muy bien muchas situaciones cuando es posible huir una persona hablando usando ya. Entonces, vamos voy a compartir el video ahorita.
Hola amigos, ¿cómo están? Hey guys, welcome back to the Language Tutor Spanish series. It's episode 72 already. We've covered a lot of Spanish, haven't we guys? Well, today I'm going to bring in something new to you. And again, this was a great suggestion by one of our amigos on the Language Tutor Spanish Facebook page. And I've been taking notes for you guys. I've been taking notes what you want, what you've been asking for. And I'm trying to get these out to you as quick as I can, making notes and filming lessons and getting them out because I want to help you with your adventures in learning Spanish. So this lesson is all about the word ya, Y-A, this troublemaker right here, ya. This word is one of those that sometimes people go, what does this word really mean? And sometimes Spanish speakers aren't able to 100% identify exactly what it means in English. It's got so many different meanings. It really does. It's one of these words that can mean a lot of different things in a lot of different ways. And honestly, when you start speaking Spanish and you start using it, it just starts to feel natural and you just end up saying it. Yeah. You just throw it into your conversation and you realize you're saying it and it just makes sense and it sounds right. You'll get it down, okay? You will definitely get it down. All right, let's kick it off. First thing, I want to try to define what it means. Well, it can mean already, it can mean anymore, it can mean now, it can mean right now, and it can mean a lot of other things, okay? So I wish I could come on and give you a definite, this is what it means and this is how you use it, but it's just a universal word that gets used a lot in Spanish, okay? So here's what I want to do to help you understand some of the context of this word. I want to give you 10 different scenarios of how you can use the word ya, all right? I would start with those 10, bring those into your conversation, and then you might want to Google it and see the tons of websites out there and tons of comments where people have tried to explain it and bring in more ways to use it, okay? So that's just start here and then move out from there, okay? So let's look at 10 different ways you can use the word ya. The first one is this, just saying ya. And it means that's enough. Stop it. Quit it. Yeah, that's enough. Okay, that's one way. You just say, yeah, and it's telling somebody, that's it, no more.
Okay, es muy común con los padres. Cuando los padres hablan a los niños, a sus niños, ya, cut it out. Enough already. You see why it's hard to define this word.
Okay, so that's one way. Here's another way. Whenever you say you're doing something now, like this, ya voy, I'm leaving now, or I'm leaving now, either one, however you want to stress it. But ya voy, I'm leaving now. Okay, that's another way. Now here's another one that people use a lot to mean already. Hey, have you already eaten? Ya comiste? Ya comiste? You ate is really what we're saying because we're putting comer in the past tense. So that's another way. Ya comiste? All right. Here's another one. When you want to tell somebody what to do and you just say, hey, you do this and that's it. And you're all set. A lot of times we want to say that, hey, just take care of this, and you're all set. Good to go. That's another way to use ya. So you're in a place and you say, well, so what do I do here? And they say, pagas en la caja y ya. You pay at the register and that's it. Pagas en la caja y ya. Okay. Another way to use the word ya is if you want to say anymore. Something is no longer done. I don't do this anymore. Okay. You might say this. Ya no fumamos. Now already, whatever you want to, how you want to translate it. We don't smoke. We don't smoke anymore. Ya no fumamos. We don't smoke anymore. I hope that's the case. Bad habit, right? So, ya no fumamos. We don't do that anymore. Okay, now, you can also use it as finally, like now, finally, ya comprendo. Finally, I understand. Ya comprendo, ya comprendo. I finally understand. All right. We can also use it to emphasize things. I already know that. Ya lo sé. I already know that. You're emphasizing, not I know that. I already know that. You're emphasizing it. Ya lo sé. That's another way to say it. Okay. You can also use it to indicate something that will happen in the future. You know it's going to be done. Ya lo haré. I will do this. I will do this. Ya lo haré. I will learn to speak Spanish fluently. Ya lo haré. I will do it. So that's a way to use it. Now, you'll also hear some people say, yeah. Oh, sure. Oh, sure. Like, they're kind of down on what you're saying. Yeah. Oh, sure. Oh, sure. Oh, sure. So that's another way. All right. Now, I'm going to give you one more. This will be number 10, I believe. Soon. Okay. Soon. Ya lo lograrás. You will achieve it. Ya lo lograrás. Soon you will achieve it. Okay? So that's another way that you can use it to indicate something that will happen and you feel confident about it. Okay, amigos, that's 10 different ways to use the word ya. I hope that gets you started on it. But let me tell you, there are still many more sentences you can read about it. Okay? But I would start with those 10 and then I would Google it, because you'll see a lot of these same examples that I gave you in terms of their structure and how they're used. But also you'll see different examples of the sentences that I've given you as well. Okay? So this is something that you want to start with and build upon. Okay?
Bien. Entonces, una lección muy útil, una palabra muy útil, una palabra que tiene varias definiciones, ¿verdad? Y es importante. This is one of those things you hear people just kind of throw out there for people to understand. And, you might be wondering, what do they mean by this word ya? Pero depende, it really does depend on the context they are using ya in. Ya comimos, somebody offers you food. Gracias, pero no, ya comimos. Thanks, no, we already ate. Okay. Versus ya no, which instead of ya, but ya no, and they'd have to be together like that. Ya no podemos comer en un restaurante con mucha frecuencia. We can no longer eat at a restaurant very often. Okay, so there are many ways to use ya. Super useful. Similarly, todavia can be used just as itself, todavia, still, as you saw in the video from last week, or todavía no. Now, one thing I want to caution you on is that very, very frequently when people use these phrases, you need to know that if you're going to use ya no, don't separate the ya no with any other words, okay? The ya no have to hang together. Similarly, todavía no has to hang together. Don't split it up. Todavía no hemos comido. Todavía no hemos comido. We haven't eaten yet. You can't, and I have to think really hard to do this, you cannot split up the todavía and the no. Todavía hemos no. No. Todavía no have to hang together, okay? No words can separate that because it's a phrase unto itself. Todavía no hemos comido. We still haven't eaten. Vale, entonces tenemos algo más para practicar. I'm going to share this other screen with you. Here's the, this was not done in a breakout room setting. Oops, let me make sure I've got this right. All right, okay. This is something we practiced as a whole class session, so people contributed various ways they might answer these questions. Por ejemplo, si una persona te pregunta, ¿todavía vives en tu ciudad natal? Ciudad natal is the city of your birth, the city where you were born, okay? ¿Todavía vives en tu ciudad natal? Sí, todavía vivo en mi ciudad natal. O quizás, ya no vivo en mi ciudad natal, ya no. So, todavía, I still do it. I'm saying, yes, I still live there. Todavía vivo. O si quieres responder de manera negativa, ya no vivo en mi ciudad natal. Bien. Por ejemplo, ¿todavía vives en tu primera casa? Do you still live in your first house? Oh, claro. Ya no vivo en mi primera casa. Ya no vivo en mi primera casa. I no longer live in my first house. Oh, claro, sí. Todavía vivo en mi primera casa. Todavía vivo en mi primera casa. I still live in my first house. Ya no vivo. I no longer do that. Todavía vivo. La tercera pregunta es, ¿todavía tienes tu primer carro? Do you still have your first car? Ya no tengo mi primer carro. If you want to substitute, not say mi primer carro, not repeat that again. Substitute the word lo in to take its place so that tu primer carro completely disappears, right? Ya no lo tengo. Ya no lo tengo. Ya no lo tengo. I no longer have it. Ya no lo tengo. Todavía lo tengo. Still it I have. Todavía lo tengo. O ya no lo tengo. I no longer have it. Si eres una persona que tiene colecciones de cosas, hay personas que coleccionan carros antiguos como un pasatiempos, claro. Entonces sí, pero muchas veces no. Todavía asistimos a la clase a las 6. Do we still attend class at 6? Aquí la respuesta es sí. Todavía asistimos a clase a las 6. Todavía asistimos a las 6. You know, very, very often, people may respond to that question just with, todavía asistimos. Or sí, todavía. ¿Ok? Bien. ¿Todavía usas un producto Apple? Do you still use an Apple? Or if you have the Android, ¿todavía usas un producto Android? Todavía uso un iPhone. ¿Ok? Ya no uso iPhone. Ahora tengo Android, un celular de tipo de Android. Bien. Y tenemos ejemplos aquí con ya. Ya has visto al dentista este mes. Have you seen the dentist already? Here, ya is the already idea. ¿Ya has visto al dentista este mes? Have you already seen the dentist this month? Ah, sí, ya he visto al dentista. Maybe we want to take al dentista out and substitute the word lo in there to say him. So I don't repeat dentista, dentista, right? Substitute lo in. Okay, so then it would be ya lo he visto. Ya lo he visto. I've already seen it. De manera negativa, todavía no lo he visto. Todavía no lo he visto. Todavía no. Hangs together. Todavía no lo he visto. Haven't seen him yet. Todavía no. Not yet. Still haven't done it. ¿Ya has pagado la cuenta de electricidad? Have you already paid the electric bill? Okay. Ya he pagado. We want to substitute a shorty word for la cuenta de electricidad. We need la, and it will get rid of all those extra words. Ya la he pagado. Ya la he pagado. I've already paid it. If you haven't paid it yet, todavía no la he pagado. Todavía no la he pagado. Bien. Aquí ya entiendes la lección, ya entiendes. Do you understand now? Do you understand it already? Ya la entiendo, ya la entiendo. Yeah, I get it. Ya la entiendo. I get it now. I got it already. No sweat. Ya entiendo. If you don't, todavía no entiendo. Todavía no entiendo. Todavía no la entiendo. If I take la as a substitute for la lección. Todavía no la entiendo. I still don't get it. Ya has votado. Have you voted? Already. Have you already done that? Ya has votado. Aquí en Arizona, todavía no hemos votado. Todavía no he votado. Todavía no he votado. I haven't voted yet. I still haven't done it. I haven't voted yet. Claro. Y tenemos aquí traducción, que es un poquito más difícil. I still haven't gone to my office. Todavía no he ido a mi oficina. Todavía no he ido. I still haven't gone. Somebody asked last night, could you express that as todavía no he visitado a mi oficina? Yeah, you could. Sería posible. Sometimes, you know, if you can't come up with that one verb in your head, but a similar verb that conveys a very, very close meaning works, go ahead and do that. I already bought that. Ya compré eso. Maybe you just want to say, I already bought it. Ya lo compré. Ya lo compré. I already did it. Ya lo compré. Okay. We haven't used cash yet in the store. Todavía no hemos usado efectivo. And there are different words for cash, okay? Efectivo, cash, literally. Dinero en efectivo. Some people use slang like lana, which technically means wool, but it's used as a slang for money. Or plata, which is another slang for money, which works. Todavía no hemos usado o hemos pagado con plata. Ok. Entonces, espero que esto ayude un poquito y que ustedes entienden cómo usar ya y todavía no, or ya no and todavía. Depende, ¿verdad? So we had a whole big group session with that. We had a large session, which if you were to view it on the video, it would just be a lot of dead air because people went out into the breakout rooms and they talked about three things, tres cosas que, a ver, tengo que ver las preguntas. Tres cosas que ya no haces. 3 things that you don't do anymore. That example he gave on the video with ya no fumamos, we don't smoke anymore, okay? We have people go off and talk in groups, giving 3 examples of durante la pandemia, during the pandemic, durante la pandemia, things you no longer do. Durante la pandemia, ya no como en un restaurante con mis amigos. Durante la pandemia, ya no tenemos fiestas con nuestros amigos. Durante la pandemia, ya no tomo un café en Starbucks con mi mejor amiga. Qué triste. Okay. And then we went off and talked about 3 things that you still do todavía. Durante la pandemia, todavía hablo con mis amigos en Skype o en FaceTime o usando Zoom, claro. Durante la pandemia, todavía cocino para toda la familia. Todavía tengo que cocinar, claro. O, por ejemplo, durante la pandemia, todavía tengo que pagar las cuentas. I still have to pay my bills. Bien. We had everybody working some little items, whatever it is they wanted to talk about. And then we had folks share some items about endings for the Ricitos de Oro. And that took some time. I gave everybody a good 15 minutes and sharing some of those. I'm going to post some of those ideas up on that virtual post-it board that was in with last week's assignment to give you the questions on the Ricitos de Oro. There are always some cute and fun things, different ways that people end that story differently. So we had folks go off and do that. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about also what I would like you to prep for next week. La preparación para conversación la semana que viene. La semana que viene quiero que ustedes hablen en grupos pequeños sobre este tema. Se trata de ¿a quién admiras más que nadie? ¿A quién admiras tú más que nadie? Who do you admire more than anybody? No quiero que ustedes piensen en ninguna persona famosa. Quiero que ustedes hablen de una persona a quien conoces, somebody you really know. Una persona que es importante en tu vida personalmente. ¿Por qué es importante? ¿Por qué admiras a esa persona? ¿Por qué admiras a esa persona? ¿Cómo era o cómo es esa persona? ¿Qué hacía? What did they used to do? ¿Qué hizo? What did they do? Something specific. Depende, ¿sí? Y vamos a hablar y tener conversaciones con este asunto. Habrá un segundo tema. There will be a second theme. And the second theme will be about a movie. I am going to show you a little bit of what this movie is going to look like. Perdón. La película realmente es un cortometraje. Cortometraje es short film, ¿ok? Una película de duración de quizás 5 minutos, 10 minutos, 15 minutos, nada más. No es una película de 1 hora y media, 2 horas, 3 horas, no. Cortometraje. Y el título del cortometraje, perdón, tengo que mover las cosas en mi pantalla aquí. El título de la película es Cuerdas, cuerdas, cuerdas.
Aquí tienes los informes, las medicinas. Esta
Ustedes pueden ver, es la historia de una niña y su amigo, de una niña y su escuela. Ella es huérfana, she is an orphan. Y es una historia interesante. Cuerdas quiere decir strings or chords. ¿Ok? Cuerdas. ¿Y por qué tiene ese título? Quiero que ustedes piensen un poquito. ¿Por qué tiene el título Cuerdas? ¿Te gustó la película o no? ¿Y por qué? ¿Y cómo te sientes? ¿O cómo te sentías? How did you feel? ¿Qué opinas del cortometraje? What do you think about that short clip? It's only about an 11-minute movie, but it's very cute, very easy thing to follow. You can put on subtitles if you like. Y va a ayudar mucho. It will help you a lot. So things I want you to prep for are talking about the person you admire the most, watching the movie, and be prepared to talk about the movie. It will be a very easy movie to talk about. You are going to have impressions, feelings, opinions, I guarantee. Also, I will give you a link in the email with the Zoom invitation, and that particular, the last thing I want you to do is to take a poll, and the poll will be on a link in your pod. In this poll, I would like you to indicate by clicking on items which topics you would like me to review and give you speaking practice with. If you don't see an item on that list that is your burning question for the fall season, go to the page 2 of that in your pod segment, and you can post it on like a virtual post-it board, and name your item if it happens to be vocabulary thing or whatever, lo que sea. Bien, ¿todo está bien? Ok, entonces, espero que ayude muchísimo y nos vemos el jueves. We'll see each other Thursday. We'll come prepared to talk about a lot of things. Que tengan buen fin de semana. Have a good weekend.